What's up guys, Tony Hannity's here with Lazy Tech TV, and today we're talking lasers. First and foremost, I don't consider myself to be the best visual artist. Far be it from me to tell you how to draw a tree. I could barely draw a stick man. But when I was asked by Flux Technologies to take a look at Beamo, I was very excited. Beamo, currently on Kickstarter, is a 3D laser printer. Instead of engraving, there's a laser. It really is actually a laser. It's a CO2 laser. In fact, it's even more than that. It's a hybrid laser. There's CO2 lasers and there's semiconductor lasers. They've created a hybrid, so you get the best of both worlds. CO2, you get the speed and accuracy, and with the semiconductor laser, you get the longer lifespan and the ability to cut into stainless steel without coating. Right out of the gate, this is a heavy machine. It's about 50 pounds, and they're actually claiming it's the world's smallest laser engraver. So I don't know what that tells you about the other competitors, but they need to knock it down a notch. It's a beefy piece of machinery, to say the least, but it's still very impressive. And one of their biggest competitors, by the likes of Glowforge, has a couple of different iterations on their laser engravers. They've got the Glowforge, they've got the Pro, and I believe a few other ones, but they're also fairly expensive. And right now, as I mentioned, this being on Kickstarter, you can get it at under $900. And even its MSRP pricing at close to $1,500 is still quite inexpensive too. Upon getting everything set up, you connect the Beamo to Wi-Fi, you download the appropriate application on your computer, you can even download an application on your phone. That I haven't yet checked out, but it allows you to take a picture of an image, scan it into the software, and then you could print it on any kind of material. And that's one of the really nice things about this. You can use wood, you can use mirrors, you can use glass. It even engraves into leather, fabrics, and so much more. There is a specific type of add-on that you need to engrave into metal, which I personally don't have, but it is possible for you to do that. Regarding the unit itself, other than it being heavy, it's also very loud, so I do recommend you doing it in a place like this, the garage, the garage, as Americans say, I guess. Open up that front door, let the fumes out. It does have really good ventilation. It's got water cooling, it's got multiple fans, there's a whole air hose on the back that it comes with. It's not going to muck up the inside of the unit is what I'm saying, but it's still essentially venting it all out to here, so open up some doors and windows if you would. The laser itself does have autofocus, so for those high image, or rather high resolution images that you want fine detail on, you have to set that ahead of time. You're going to have to calibrate that every so often depending on what it is that you're doing, but obviously you want the best of the best photo or image to come out on whatever it is you're printing on, so it's worth the wait. In regard to ease of use, I mean, again, I am not the creative type, but I am the technological type. So you put this kind of machine in front of me, you tell me there's a respective app on the computer, and you give me some samples to test out, I will go from there. And that's exactly what I did. And I've got to tell you, after a couple hours of messing around with it and seeing what kind of materials that I have at my beck and call, and seeing what kind of images or what kind of phrases or words that I can put easily within a timely manner, I was very, very impressed with this thing. There's a couple of things as a user you would want to make sure, especially with the autofocus and whatnot, and you can use the camera. There's a camera next to the laser to make sure that everything is centered exactly where you want it to be, to make sure that you're going to have the image exactly where you have it placed on the actual unit that you're going to be engraving into. But the one thing I didn't take into account was the actual height of the platform which I'm engraving into. Let me explain. So this is the plank of wood that I wanted to write like my name on it or something, and put it above my computer, put it above the mantelpiece, something like that. And then there's this little flask that you could fill sand in and make it look all pretty and everything. And I want to engrave something on the outside and give it as a gift. Unfortunately, the thickness of these guys are so thick that it hinders the actual laser from having free reign of the cabinet that it's in. So I can't use these. That's something as a user you're gonna have to know ahead of time so you don't go out buying a ton of things that you want to create with and come to find out that it just doesn't fit. But past all that, it's fairly user-friendly. There are a few kinks in the Windows software that I'm sure they're gonna iron out as time moves on. And for complete novices, I'm hoping there's a better quick start guide in addition to the examples that they have. But nevertheless, if you have any experience with Photoshop, vector graphics, things of that nature, you'll feel right at home with the Beamo software that you download onto your computer. And so yeah, would I recommend this? Heck yeah. I mean, first off, it's really inexpensive, and at the price it's at right now with the kinds of things that I'm able to create, I'm very impressed with it. And if the competitors are promising pretty much the exact same thing, but their units are bigger, they're louder and bulkier, and they don't do that much different or better, I don't know why you would go with them except for the fact that they're name brand. So if you want to play with some lasers and you want to do it at a fairly inexpensive price and create some pretty cool things, go check out the Kickstarter project in the description down below. If you're watching this after the fact, after the Kickstarter is over and done with, I'm going to put another link so you can go directly to their website to find out more information about the Beamo. But Flux Technologies, they do have a few other apparatuses that you can mess around with for 3D creation, like they do have 3D printers and whatnot. So if you guys have any more questions or comments related to the Beamo or anything that Flux Technologies might have in the works or that they have available right now, please leave that in the comment section down below. You can follow us here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Lazy Tech TV. I do gaming on Mixer, Lazy Tech Tony. You can check me out there. And if there's anything else, that's what the comment section's for. See you guys in the next one. Late.